This is bad lighting. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to light cinematically for daytime and as well as evening time. For a beginner, this sort of lighting is actually very normal, but when you put the light right next to the camera, it illuminates the subject evenly, but it also creates this flat image that lacks depth and dimension. Moving the light to the opposite side of the camera, now that's where the magic happens. That's because this position sculpts the subject, creating a three-dimensional look that's more visually interesting. The main light I'm going to use is the F200 bi model, which is from Godox in the no-LED range. It's basically a flexible LED mat. A big thanks to Essential Photo for sending this to me. Now, why do I love this bad boy? Well, first up, it folds up neater than a pro origami artist, keeping those precious LED beads safe and making storage a breeze, not like a game of Tetris. And get this, it's practically a superhero. Laughs in the face of water with its IP65 rating. Rain or shine, this mat's ready for action. But remember, its sidekick, the control box, can't swim, so keep that one dry. The setup is camera on the left, this is just to check my framing, and where I have the F200 on the right. The reason is this, without the ND, this would be too overexposed. So we have to add a few ND on top, and eventually, it'll be too dark, hence we need the F200 to motivate the daylight. All Godox lights can be controlled by Bluetooth on the app. Once paired up, you'll be able to control the brightness, the color temperature, and lots of different type of effects, saving me going back and forth to adjust the light, and also very helpful when you're shooting by yourself. Now this is looking already pretty good, but to make it even more cinematic, I want to add a light behind me. To achieve that, I'll be using the Godox M300 bi, also from the no-LED range. This is a lot powerful, and what I want to do is shine a sunlight across the wall behind me. Looking at this shot, the light hitting my face is a little bit too harsh, so what I'm going to do is pop on a softbox that came with the F200 bi, which is really simple to put on, and with this diffusion, it'll give a softer light on my face. One of the real benefits of the F200 bi is that it's so thin. A typical key light with a dome in this position would be too big and it'll probably be coming into frame. I've also added some haze to give our scene a bit of a magical touch. It softens the light, adds depth, and makes everything just a little bit more cinematic. Okay, now let's move on to the nighttime scene. Now, I love nighttime lighting because it's so much easier to control, but it's a little bit more difficult to make the light that appear natural. To light my face, I'm using the Godox TL30 RGB tube light. It's got magnets at the bottom, which allows me to attach to this metal surface. With the tube light in place, there are a couple of things we need to fix. Like the daylight scene, we need some lighting in the background. And then also the tube light is a little bit too hot. So let's address the background lighting first. First, we can switch on this practical lamp. We don't want to be too bright because it'll be distracting. Now I want the subject to pop a little bit more from the darkness. To do that, I'm going to add a top light. Using the F200 bi again, this time is on a C-stand. Once again, because it's so thin, it doesn't take up too much room from the top. I have also added the egg crate to avoid light spill around the room. This is starting to look really nice. Now let's sort out the brightness from the tube light. Like all the other Godox product, you could control the brightness from the app, but I haven't paired this one with the Bluetooth, so I'm doing it manually. Now we're ready to add some lights onto the wall in the background. Once again, I'm going to use the Godox M300 bi. This time I want to create a beam of light that's quite thin to give a bit more character. I'm also placing a small tube light by the window in the background. Normally, it would be better to put a light right outside the window, but it was public roads, so the best I could do is put in that small light to kind of motivate some kind of moonlight or street light. And the camera position is on the right, sitting on a slider. Lighting isn't just about illumination, it's an art. Day or night, the way you play with shadows, angles, and intensity can transform a simple scene into a cinematic masterpiece. It's all about experimenting, being creative, and finding what speaks to your unique vision. So, don't be afraid to play around, mix things up, and light your way to storytelling greatness. If you want to purchase any of the lights I mentioned in this video, you can get them from Essential Photo via the link in the description. There's also a 10% off code. Keep exploring, keep filming. Till next time.